Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Planet Zoo. In this episode we are going to be introducing the rest of the Australian animals. Now I've been doing some thinking between episodes and I am going to put the dingo enclosure in here somewhere. And the next thing after that is we're going to put an Australian exhibit here. And then what we're going to do as well is, since there's a lot of people going, we can't get food or anything like that, is we're going to set up some more restaurants and as well as a drink restaurant. We're going to set those up over here as well, give the excuse for the people to move around and do their thing. What I'm first going to do, I'm going to barrier from here to here. Why am I putting that in? That way, guests don't go, oh yucky, there's some awful looking water things over here, water temperature and water cleaning stuff and giant ugly wind turbine thing. So we don't want them to get annoyed. Alright, this is the enclosure for the time being. I am probably thinking of introducing some more rocks and the like throughout the back here. The inspiration behind the rocks like this is quite frankly the Australian outback, and for those who didn't know, Australia at one point used to be a reef, and thus they have a lot of these red iron rock formations out in the desert are actually from a old reef that's risen up above the sea level. So that's what I'm going for there. We may end up doing some more along here at some point, but that is mostly the enclosure for these dingoes. We just need to do some final finishing touches, which is just some more education. And then we will bring the animals in. So I'll cut to when they are in. Alright, as a new day dawns, we have got the dingoes in the enclosure. We've got people just starting to arrive to look at them. Excellent. Right, now we need to set up our new cafe and dining area. Alright, that is all we've got time for this episode. We have done quite a bit this episode. We have brought in the dingoes. Alright, that is all we have time for this episode. We have done quite a bit. We have brought in the dingoes. We have brought in the rest of the Australian animals that are going in exhibits, except for the monarch butterfly. That will be introduced later on when we get ourselves a proper butterfly enclosure. And we've also introduced this fancy looking fountain, as well as the shopping complex. I did have the plan of making all of this sloped. The game restraints, there's something here I need to address. I'll do that in between episodes. Because of the game restraints, I was unable to do it, so we've had to make them horizontal. I would have loved them to be sloped, but it is what it is. We've also got a bunch of empty space in here as well, which I would love to fill out a bit more, just to beautify this area a little bit more. So we've got a little bit to do next time. And we also changed all the paths to be concrete. And the reason being, it just makes sense to me that the fancy areas, like where there's food being eaten and where, you know, people are going into shops and everything, you're going to have fancy footpath area. The moment you're out of the fancy areas, you kind of want just, you know, standard stuff. And that is what we have gone and done. We've just gone around and just made it all concrete. And then made it fancy again, so you know, hey, we're in a shopping area. Now, we have not finished with this area, not by a long shot. We still have a couple more shops to put in, which we'll probably put in over this side. And we will be looking at, not probably next time, but the time after that, putting in right here the beginnings of the marine animals. And we're going to start off with the emperor penguin. Finish off the Oceania. So it's going to be right, not so much right here, but roughly around in this vicinity. And we'll start them off, and there's going to be probably a big circle of them like that. Any animals that to do with water or anything like that, they're going to go slap bang in the center of the zoo. Remember, if you enjoy the video, to hit like. If you haven't subscribed already, please do, as these do help out the channel. And if you really want to, hit that bell icon to get notifications for when I do release a new Planet Zoo video, or one of the many others that I cover on the channel. As always, I have been your host, Sir Firecat. You have been watching Planet Zoo, and until next time, take care.